Hello there, this is Marco Schwartz here, and in this video I will tell you how to invest $10,000. So I'm doing this video because a lot of you asked me, and actually a friend came to me the other day asking what he could do with $10,000. So he just got 10,000 euros actually, but the principle is the same. He just got this sum of money because somebody in his family passed away, like an aunt, and he got this money from the inheritance, and he just want to know what to do with this sum. So I will do a video saying what you should not do with $10,000 and then how to invest it. So as usual in my videos, I will first tell you what you should not do with $10,000. So if you just got this sum, don't just leave it in your savings account. So I don't know where you're living, but if you are living in a country like the US or like in Western Europe, the savings account rates are very low. So you will get a very low return on your money. So really don't put it there. It will also be available for you to spend. So it will get up and then spend anyway. So don't leave it on a savings account. Then also don't wait for the money to grow and to be available for a deposit for real estate. So this is an advice you will hear a lot on many forums online, on many experts. They say just wait for that you have enough money to invest in real estate using this money as a deposit and then take it a loan. I know from experience that this money, because it's sitting on your account, will just end up being spent, maybe not all, but at least part of it will end up being spent. And you will never get your deposit for real estate, and therefore you will never invest money. My next point is don't look for short-term gains. So a lot of you also can be tempted to use it, for example, to play, and I say play in a stock market with this money. So try to invest in some stock that will maybe double next year, and you will end up with $20,000. Don't do that. You will just end up with no money at all at the end. Finally, one other way that you could invest those $10,000 is really find a great investment, like I will talk about later, like dividend growth stocks, and put all the money in one category of investments. Don't do that as well, because if something goes wrong with this investment, even if it's a great investment on paper, you might lose it all in a single blow. So now finally, let me tell you how to actually invest $10,000. So you will hear me say that a lot on this channel and also on my blog, on my podcast. If you are not technical, if you are just an investor that want to invest money, want to make your money work for you, I recommend 3 types of investments that are completely passive, low risk, and generating income every month or at least regularly. And those are dividend growth stocks, real estate crowdfunding, and peer-to-peer lending. So I talked a lot about those investments on this channel, but I just will make a little tour of these 3 kinds of investments. Dividend growth stocks is investing in stocks on the market that pay dividends more and more year after year. So they will grow those dividends year after year, and your cash flow will become bigger and bigger. So that's the first recommendation I have. The second one is investing in real estate crowdfunding. This means getting with other investors to invest in properties and then collect the rent and also appreciate the value gain of the property year after year. So this is a completely passive way to invest in real estate. And finally, the third way that I would invest $10,000 is to invest in peer-to-peer lending, in which you will actually lend money to other people in return for some interest. So as I said before, you should not invest all the money into one of those assets. For example, you should not invest $10,000 into peer-to-peer lending, for example, because what if something goes wrong with peer-to-peer lending that people just cannot pay you back? Then your returns will drop and your income will drop as well. So you will have invested $10,000, but it won't be great at the end. So what I recommend is splitting your money into these three assets. But the easy way would be to just split it, like 1/3 in peer-to-peer lending, 1/3 in real estate, and 1/3 in dividend growth stocks. But this is not what I recommend. Instead, what I recommend is really splitting your money to have equal income coming from the three categories at the end. So what I recommend, I made the calculations for you using the yield so the return that those assets will usually give you. I calculated the best way to invest in those three categories to have equal income produced by all the three investments at the end. So for that, a basic rule should be to invest 50% in dividend growth stocks, so half the money. So $5,000 in dividend growth stocks, $3,000 in real estate crowdfunding. Real estate crowdfunding, you can basically invest very low sums of money in real estate, so that's perfect. And finally, 20% in peer-to-peer lending. So really, again, $5,000 in dividend growth stocks, $3,000 in real estate crowdfunding, and $2,000 in peer-to-peer lending. This will give you a very equilibrated portfolio that will produce equal income in each of the three assets. So this is, again, how I will invest $10,000. So I will invest $5,000 in dividend growth stocks, $3,000 in real estate crowdfunding, and $2,000 in peer-to-peer lending. So of course, for all the strategies and how to invest in all those three categories, you can check other videos on this channel. You can check my blog and my podcast at marcoschwarz.com. So thank you again for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments about the video, please leave them below. And thank you again for listening to this video, and I will see you in the next one.